We're live on YouTube.
Now we're YouTube live. So camera 1, 2, or 3.
Camera 1, 2, or 3. Take your pick.
To do what?
To look wherever you want to look.
Wherever you want to look when you're making a point.
Yeah.
Making a point?
Yeah. If it turns out you have a point to make.
That's right.
Points are not required.
I'm just gonna sit here and just watch.
That would be. Look, did he say anything the entire time? No.
No. I mean,
Was that old saying about keep your mouth shut and be perceived as a fool, or open
That's
your
right.
mouth and
remove all doubt.
remove all doubt.
So, and see on that stream, we actually have you there. We also have Kent, but on the TV. So that's picking up Kent right there instead of there. And then, you know
Okay,
what?
quiet on the set. We're going live.
You're actually not on YouTube at all. If you want to scoot around, there's your hand.
All right, we're going live. Got to quiet it down. Here we go.
There we
Here
go.
comes the music. Cue the music.
Ja, das ist der Feind rein.
It's time for What's in Your Loaf with Deek and Skeet and their special guest, Konsewicz.
How do you work with that first name there? How's that go? Your first name, what is it?
Yeah, the first name is pronounced
Skeeter?
Skeeter.
Oh, that's you?
That's
him.
me, Skeet. But what's yours?
When they're mad at me, or just every day?
That's it.
Every day.
Every day. It's Andy.
There you go. All right.
Pronounced.
Pronounced
Uh,
Andy. But some people even call me Andy.
Oh,
Andy.
Andy. You know, that's God's name, right?
So,
You know, Andy walks with me, Andy talks with
How
me.
close does this have to be?
Wherever, as close as you want it. You
Yeah.
just welcome to the show. What's in your loaf? Skeet, what do we have on the table for your viewing pleasure today?
actually, for your viewing pleasure, we have a wonderful table setting today. Of course, we have a couple of flutes, in case somebody gets a little thirsty. And we do actually, Andy brought his loaf today.
Yeah.
Andy has blessed us
Blessed us.
with actually an apple cinnamon Danish,
Loaf.
all the way from Hostess.
Loaf.
It's a loaf,
Loaf.
an apple
Yeah.
cinnamon Danish loaf.
Loaf. And
Loaf,
don't
as you can
adjust your
see,
screens.
It's loaf sized. It's loaf shaped.
Don't adjust your screens or your radio dials because it's hot as Jesus in here.
It is really hot. And then of course we do have in our serving bowl, if anybody would like, we do have small beef wieners.
I'll take a small wiener.
Would you like a small wiener?
I would.
Enjoy.
Now you got a pair.
And,
It's sweaty.
And it's a small sweaty wiener. Would you like a small sweaty wiener?
No thanks, I have my own. I brought my own.
Well, I mean, it may be terrible for you.
Maybe.
But
Salvador Villalobos, he's on.
yeah, hey there's Salvador.
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 Don't you speak Spanish?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Village of the Dog, that means.
Village of the
Villalobos.
Dog.
Yes.
The Village of
I
the
don't
Dog.
know if it is. I don't know what
A lot
that
of
is.
pit bulls there.
But man.
Via Perro would be maybe Village of the Dog.
Perro? Is that dog or duck?
I think
What's
it's
duck?
What?
What's duck?
It's good if it smokes.
Or
to keep
in
lit that
sauce.
Yeah, right.
Or in sauce.
Boom.
Hey, thank you very much.
Very hard to keep lit.
That's right. Oh, good stuff here at 21.6 The Net, right here live in studio. Just blessed, classically trained from Second City. Konsewicz is AK, also known.
Yes. Yes.
That is it.
Many, many years ago.
So the premise of this entire show, and thanks for tuning in at 3:30 on a Thursday.
Thursday
Just to
afternoon.
show us how much time people have on their hands. Free time.
You know, hey, well, what else are you going to
Hey,
do?
Salvador.
3:30 on a Thursday. You know, you can tune in to 21.6 The Net, 24/7 WPL, or 24/7 WPL,
Or 24/7 WPL.
or 21.6
It's
The
not
Net.
really good for schizophrenics, is it?
No,
No, but we don't advertise to that market.
don't have to.
All of them find us.
That's it. How many listeners, my wife asked? I said, well, it's 17, but she was the only person listening.
And I have my doubts about that.
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
She never listens to you.
That's
No,
right.
no.
That's good.
Not at all.
That's good. So what's on the schedule? So what's in your loaf is all about being kind of politically incorrect and making people laugh and having fun and absolutely talking about nothing at all.
That's why I'm here.
That's it. But Pete, it looks like you came ready with some notes.
Well, I was catching up on the news, as especially because if you go back to 24/7 WPL, some of the older episodes. Yeah, sorry guys, there we are. There's Andy up there and over there. You can actually catch. Andy did a few episodes called the Effin' News, and since we haven't got to do that in a little while, I was catching up on the news, and there were a couple of headlines that caught my attention. One, in fact, Deek and I were talking about it a little bit before the news. Health officials made an urgent announcement, especially since we're going into the summer months. Health officials have determined that pools, diarrhea, not a good mix. So for those of you planning on swimming this summer season, just bear that in mind.
So diarrhea and what would be a good mix is what I'm thinking.
I don't
Toilet?
know.
Toilet would be a very good,
Yeah. Good mix.
combination, yeah.
Good combination.
We've all been there. You get that. You think it's a little gas.
It happened to me once riding my motorcycle.
No way.
Oh yeah, just terrible. It was terrible. It was a shitty experience.
I guess so.
Wow.
Wow. You managed to stay on the seat?
Yeah. And
It's just tougher as you get older.
that was a short date. She's going.
Yeah. She decided not to hang on so tight after that.
See, this went right into the gutter really quick.
Well, there was, I know we often have some rough, when throughout the country, the media tends to politicize gun situations, when things happen involving guns. And it's no different when you're cruising through the headlines. Again, one of the big headlines is that, and this is really sad, it truly is that 17 remain dead in morgue shooting spree. So apparently additional shooting doesn't bring them back to life. They did.
Is that something you wrote for the newspaper?
No, this is an actual headline I came across. 17 remain dead in a morgue shooting spree. I really don't think.
Slackers.
Yeah, they.
But I want to, when you brought that up, I want to give a big shout out to the country of Australia. I mean, if you saw the news the other day,
I did
they
not.
actually had some idiot that went on a shooting spree, and they have one of the strictest gun laws of any country out there. And here we go. That's just blowing people away. Was he in the morgue? Was that the guy?
Yeah.
No,
It wasn't in Australia.
Yeah, it wasn't in Australia. No,
They're not too sharp down there, so it could have been.
That's it.
So.
Well, he really showed them.
And
I walked out. Everybody was dead. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Like Wyatt or
Yeah.
OK Corral. You just went in there.
Went in. You walk in the morgue.
All the cadavers.
You talk about a tough crowd.
Hey.
Playing to the morgue is not an easy one.
Depends how long
Very
they've
few
been
laughs.
Maybe he was pissed because he couldn't get lucky.
It depends on what you're into, I suppose, in that
Depends how long
situation.
they've been dead, how tough they are.
But now, a couple of other items that were in the news. Northfield. This is a big headline. Northfield plans to plan strategic plan.
What?
Exactly. But they do plan to plan
that is
a
Illinois
strategic
government.
plan.
Here,
So-
we'll just go back out of this break after we give ourselves a huge raise and raise taxes. So what's the deal, Senator? Well, we plan on making a plan to strategically plan.
It's got to be a Democrat.
Well, it's Illinois. What else do you
It's
have
double-
to choose from?
Finest doublespeak there
Oh
is.
my God! Yeah, it's exactly. That should be what plays
That's
every
right.
time
Illinois
the
Senate
Illinois
is now in
senators
session.
convene. Yeah, that should be exactly what plays. Now, of course, another city plans its first dog park archery range.
Nice.
So
Well, at least it'll be a challenge.
Yeah, well, depends what size the
Better
dog
than
is.
it's better than getting a 30-06 and then shooting something from a mile away.
So
At
yeah,
the dog at the dog
At
park.
the dog
at the
park.
dog park. So
Damn dog ran too fast.
targets not required.
Sorry, ma'am. I thought I could get that Chihuahua in your purse. My bad. I gotta recite this thing. Yeah.
I think the smaller the dog, the more points you accrue.
Well, of course, especially at the morgue.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you imagine like getting that dog from the morgue? So, you don't find a dog in the morgue too often, I don't think, do you? Pull. Well, at the same time, I have one last headline here that I'd like to share.
Gary from Singapore, how are you, Gary?
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Good morning over there.
Gary!
Good morning, Gary.
So one last,
what's
and
in
then
your
we can
book?
move out of the news. We'll get, and because sports,
Sports.
go sports. Then that's about the extent of knowledge I have on
And
sports.
that was
but,
the sports report.
Sports. They exist. From the Associated Press, their sports section, big headline: Rangers get whiff of colon. I guess that happened.
Yes.
I
Was
don't.
that in the locker room or on the ice?
I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline and thought, well, that's about as much as I really want to know.
Coach is over there. Get your head out of here.
That's what I was thinking, actually.
Maybe that was at Penn State. That was a couple of years ago.
Hey, too soon?
So, but,
Terry Riley, how are you? Good to have a pastor on. Let's make some church jokes now.
church jokes.
These usual suspects here with us?
Yeah.
Usual. I had probably.
No,
well, that's
this is-
21/6 to net, so I don't know how many
These are usual
suspects.
suspects.
No, well,
No,
these are all,
they're unusual.
they're popping their cherries today.
But yeah, this is
And
Gary's
they
usually.
haven't left yet either.
No.
no, surprisingly
They're
enough.
here.
So they're hanging in there.
Yeah.
So now that one over there, that's actually streaming to an audience of a little over 300,000, and I don't have it listed to pop up because.
So now I get the knife. If the show gets
So-
any worse,
So
That's it.
well, it's not. Yeah.
it's a hurricane.
This is not the Harry Carey hour.
Holy cow.
No, but the material will get worse.
Because we are only on for 30
Never
minutes.
understood why anybody would stick a knife in there for the announcer of the Cubs.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
it just-
So
big
you
games
didn't
are
read
that
the
bad.
article, so you can't expound on.
I can't expound on it. I
Rangers-
didn't really think there was a need to, frankly. I just,
No, I think,
you know,
I think if you can smell the coal.
Rangers get whiff of colon. I think that says it all.
It's,
and says nothing as well.
so as a young person got a semicolon?
You know, and so a small beef wiener?
No,
That's it. A sweaty small beef.
Sweaty small beef wiener?
no, I brought my own.
Okay, I know, I just,
That
That's
is
number
it.
2.
they're
No,
extra.
we only work in threes. That's the rule of thumb in comedy. You can only bring up.
Unless
only
you're
bring
Jay
it up
Leno,
3
'cause
times.
Jay will
No,
wear it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It will. So,
So, yeah, classically trained at Second City. What made you want to do that?
Being born a smartass, always liked to make people laugh, and I was always better. I was always better at improv than I was at stand-up. So I took a couple of stand-up classes.
You're not a stand-up kind of guy, huh?
No,
Thank you very much.
It's hard. It's hard. That's hard work. Stand-up is. You have to be a good storyteller.
yeah.
Doing improv, you just make fun of the other people. It kind of falls in naturally if you got someone that can,
It's an idiot.
that you can work off of.
Easily.
It's easy to make fun of
Easy
idiots.
target.
Easy targets.
Easy targets.
Shoot low, Sheriff. They're riding Shetlands.
We try.
That's it. Last week we talked a lot about food.
We did.
This week we got some headlines.
Yeah, we got a few headlines.
I want to go back to the diarrhea one.
Do you? Okay, go right ahead.
There's the bathroom.
You feeling the diarrhea?
Please don't feel you have to stay in the room if you've got.
What are the
diarrhea.
best things that you do? Now, next time you're in any public place with your wife, and she's a few feet away from you, just yell out, "Honey, how's the diarrhea?" Let me tell you, heads turn. What? And because everybody's had it, it's not. No one's had a good dose of diarrhea. They just haven't.
Well, and uniquely enough, there are some people who offer to share, and there is someone who I talk to regularly. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want her to go, "Why would you say that about me?" And that's not really what her.
Right.
What her. No, it's not. It's not. I can say
That's
it's
exactly
not my wife.
that's exactly what you
But
used my voice.
Often I say, "How you been? How you doing today?" "Oh, I've got diarrhea."
short conversation.
Okay. Well,
Where do you go from there?
Into
hopefully
the
right
shower.
to the bathroom.
Yeah, into the showers. That's
Into the shower. So, but no, it always kind of cracks me up a bit that she's so willing and ready and comfortable to share. It's nice that someone's comfortable enough with me to share something so intimate, I suppose.
That's it.
So,
Deek, you got
hey,
it.
there he is.
But truthfully, it's one of the fun. Do it to your kids if you got kids, or just do it, or nieces, nephews, or whatever. You see them, and you're in a public place or restaurant or whatever. Just yell it out. Just be like, "Hey, how's the diarrhea?"
Well, did you sing the song when you were a kid?
Cha cha cha.
Yeah.
You think it's really funny?
Yeah, but it's really hot and running.
Yeah, diarrhea.
Ch-ch-cha.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
a Midwest kid.
I like the ch-cha part.
I just want to make a disclaimer here. This conversation, and I had no privy to this, where it was going to go.
No.
So anybody that comes from way across the planet to listen to this,
That's right.
and Gary's still here.
Hey,
Well, see, because we did not.
Gary's eating some street food that's giving him diarrhea. I'll tell you that.
He
Over in
may well
Singapore.
have. He may well have.
He's in the underground music scene. I'll tell you, he's put some things in his
Underground music.
diarrhea. Yeah. That,
You know, but see, that certainly is no loaf.
so Clooney, George Clooney, when he was young, I don't know if you heard the story. You might have. When he was young, he had a one flat in New York, and he's trying to make it, and he's got a roommate, and his roommate comes, and George hates cats, so he comes home one day. His roommate has this little kitten, about little, like fit in your hand size kitten, and he's like, God, this is so terrible. I hate cats. Why'd you bring this? Well, no, so cute, blah blah blah. And then so the litter box was in the bathroom. So every morning George would get up, and he would take a scoop and get rid of the poop because he just hated it. Well, his roommate thought this cat was not shitting at all.
No.
So he keeps asking, he says, I think there's something wrong with my cat. George is like, why? He thought, I haven't seen him poop. Have you seen him poop? George's like, I haven't seen him poop. And so this goes on for about a week and a half, where he's getting rid of the poop before his roommate wakes up. So then one morning, George shit in the cat box. And it was about the size of the cat.
Oh,
And so he said, when I heard George tell the story, you should have seen the look on his roommate's face.
This particular breed. Really, you gotta feed it wet food, number one.
Number one.
And number two only occurs every 2 weeks.
Oh.
So, and it's,
Now, was that in the New York Times or the Washington Post you read this article?
No, I actually, he was, this was years ago. I think he was on Conan O'Brien show.
And you actually talked
Yeah,
about
he
that?
talked about it. And
Wow.
I laugh at that story. I'm like, that is such a great prank. So I did it, but we don't have a cat. So.
you know, if you did it but you have no cat,
I,
what was the cat? What'd you use as the cat box?
I don't know.
Planters, it doesn't have the same.
No, actually, I lived in Michigan back in the
It was
70s, and there
packing
was
peanuts.
a guy that worked at the Ford Motor Plant, and he liked to party a lot. And one night he got drunk and went to bed. And this is a true story. Also, he got up, thought he was going to the bathroom, and he actually went in the living room and shit in the magazine rack. Good morning, dear. Good morning, dear.
Which for you millennials
Right.
is now where you keep all your iPads.
Yeah. That's that little rack. That little.
Bill Murphy hour.
We used to put paper in there. Well, he certainly had something to use, I guess.
Boy, you
This paper is a mess.
Listen, you've had a good night when that happens. I would tell you what.
I'd say
You've had some kind of night. I don't know how good it was.
I don't think the shiny pages are really good for wiping.
So.
Could have been Field and Stream in there. I don't know. But
And yeah, I don't know how that would work out.
Better Homes and Garden. He was just trying to fertilize. That's all.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
So.
I don't know.
But I don't know. So, Well, let's is it too early to have Andy show us what's in his loaf?
Yeah, no, Greg can show what's in his loaf. That's
Okay,
fine.
why don't you tell us about your loaf, why you picked this particular loaf, and then you can go ahead and open it, and we'll invite you to cut it, and you can then show everybody in the camera
What's in your loaf? There you go.
So whether or not you eat it, it's entirely up to you.
That's right.
But
Do I have to tell them actually the whole story of what I told you? Or do I make something up?
I don't
You-
care.
Whatever.
They don't know what you told us, and now they know it. If our
I don't give a
base
shit if they know.
Sal,
Wait, so
Sal says he melted chocolate and then smeared it all over the toilet seat counters and the fridge handle.
Oh my God! Here's a real quick one.
And then blamed it on the wife. Boy, you really had a night last night.
When one of our kids was very little, and I won't say who because just in case our kids watch this, but it was one of our kids.
All right.
We were actually at dinner with my in-laws, and we were talking, and one of them was sitting in a high chair, and we were in the kitchen doing stuff. It was after dinner, getting ready. Then we were talking, and we looked over, and we're like, ha ha ha, how cute, that's funny. And then everybody kind of paused and said, well, wait a minute, where did he? I just said he. So, it was one of two. But they said, where did he get the chocolate cake?
The what?
There was no
There
chocolate
was no
cake.
chocolate cake. Oh,
So-
my Lanta.
that was
Seriously, my Lanta.
That was not a great evening.
We've all.
That is great. There goes the chocolate cake.
Sal blamed it on his wife's 102-year-old grandmother.
Crap, literally. Oh my God. That's terrible. Andy, to your loaf.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
And
let's
once
get
you
it-
share your
let's
loaf,
get in your loaf.
we'll actually tell everybody this week what loaf stands for,
Yeah, we need.
which is perfect.
Yeah.
Please.
Not that liquid onion crap again. You're not
No,
gonna.
no.
Yeah,
It's not
something better
liquid
than
onion.
that.
I
That
actually
was horrible.
something
That was really horrible.
something remarkably fitting.
Two.
They are foul, though.
To
I went home and
let's
tried.
just go to your loaf.
I went home and tried a little liquid onion.
Did you?
It was foul.
I'm proud of you. That was brave. I did not.
It was foul.
Andy, your loaf.
You know, Sal, it could have been called mole.
Mole. Pinche mole.
All right, so tell us about your loaf. What's in it?
What's in it? It's apple.
Apple.
Yes. And actually, was running a little late this afternoon, and there are no true grocery stores within 20 miles of here.
You know, we're in a very.
You are like out.
We're in a food desert. It's called.
Yeah.
Well, that's mild. So there was a convenience store that said liquor and convenient store. You know, walk in there, they didn't even have a slice of bread there.
Or a woman.
No, there was, there was
Oh, different kind of liquor.
that
Got
is
it.
correct.
Got it.
You understand what I'm talking about.
Not L-I-C-K. Okay.
Yeah, no, by the ears.
Yeah.
How do you hold your liquor?
Liqueur.
Liqueur.
So anyway, so
Don't
I
speak
kind of
pieces.
had to improvise here. So the closest thing they had there to a loaf of bread is this fine-looking Hostess apple cinnamon Danish loaf.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So why don't you go ahead and open it up and yeah.
There it is.
Andy is an adult,
Yeah. That is a real knife.
That is a real
serrated,
knife.
no.
It's serrated. It is true.
It's serrated. Oh, look at that loaf.
Look at that. And you may cut the loaf open.
Boy,
That's,
you did
boy,
a
that's
nice
a,
job. Yeah,
a
it's
nice
fancy
crispy
loaf.
hue. Lovely brown color.
Golden.
Golden.
Are they Macintosh apples?
There you go. And just
Yeah. Give it a little break.
give
So.
it a little break.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
They're
there
really
it is.
Look at
skimpy
that.
on the apple.
so, well, you can hold it up to the camera
Yeah.
there.
There's a nice,
Camera there.
nice apple
There's
loaf.
A
Today.
camera over there. Camera 2.
0 preservatives.
And then camera 3. So, yeah,
What is
nice. What's
Zero
what's in that?
preservatives.
I'm sure it's very healthy
Holy
for
moly,
you.
74 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
Good Lord. It's it does have non-fat milk datum. So if you're datum, D-A-T-E-M. So if you're missing non-fat milk datum in your diet,
I don't even know what the hell that is.
That's the beginning of Batman.
yeah, datum, Batman. But anyway.
All right.
So now
That was a stretch. I apologize.
21 grams of fat.
I apologize for the yoga. That was a stretch.
Where's Pam G when you need her?
Get in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so now
I
that
think
you
we should
showed
send it
us what's in your loaf there, I would like to share this week's
Thanks for bearing
acronym.
your loaf.
So is it a new acronym every week, Dad?
Pretty much.
Well, until one fits.
Yeah.
One.
It's like the theme music. Until the theme music.
Until
Until
it
somebody
fits.
goes, that is great theme
And-
music.
And interestingly enough, this week's acronym did come from someone who's just earned their
Liquor and
master's
datum.
degree. So,
So, yeah, perfect. It says liquor and datum.
liquor and datum. There you go. Liquor and datum. Let's go down to the old liquor and datum stove. Give me some. Ma, where's that datum?
Where's that datum?
But
All right.
anyway,
Ma.
Make sure you use protection, Salvatore.
That's right.
protection.
Speaking
with that
into the screen is not going to help with
datum.
Maybe you could read my lips.
Well, speak into the microphone. Yeah. He talked into the screen.
he turned to the Jumbotron and
The
spoke into the
Jumbotron.
Jumbotron.
That was awesome. All right, I can be done now. No, Loaf. Loaf.
What
This
is it?
week's acronym, and I told you this was appropriate. This does come to us from someone who's just received their master's degree.
Nice.
And it is lick old apples, friend. So, very, very appropriate and fitting to your apple cinnamon loaf.
That's amazing.
Lick old apples, friend. Lick old apples,
I
friend.
would-
If you come across a friend, wish them to lick old apples.
Friend.
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 Oh my goodness.
Otherwise, it's
Amazing.
just a
And
loaf.
when did this person come up with this idea? Like yesterday? Day
No, actually today, right around 12:30.
12:30?
12:30 this afternoon.
Let me tell you what. That is good stuff. Lick old apples.
Friend.
Yeah, do you get a buzz off of that? I mean, what happens?
It sounds like it could be an
what
Amish,
does- I think it
an Amish
depends.
kind of
Amish,
saying, you know?
Yeah,
Lick old apples,
friend.
friend.
Yes, lick old. It's a little bit of wisdom there.
Maybe in Utah.
That might be
Pennsylvania.
comparable to
Out there in Pennsylvania.
in Oklahoma they used when it was a stupid sort of thing, and it's kind of like,
Now
well,
say
that's
it
like
holding your tongue.
yeah,
Lick old
the
apple.
old apple friend.
Lick
Do you
old
remember the other
apples.
one? I was born on a pirate ship.
That's
Yep.
right.
All right, everybody out in
we're
TV
like
land,
we're like
try that.
6 years old here
That's it.
today.
Hold your tongue. And
Hold
say
your
it.
tongue and say, "I was born on a pirate ship."
That's right.
So
Yeah.
let us know what you come up with.
Yeah.
That's it. I was born on an old pirate ship.
So, what an old wife does.
That's right. Liquor and datum.
Liquor
and
and
datum
datum.
on the pilot ship.
Lick
On
old
the
apples,
pirate
friend. On the pirate ship.
While you're doing old apple.
Licking old
Friend.
apples,
Friend. Yeah, friend.
Friend. You've got to get that friend in there.
It's got to be like that pause has
That
got to be
pause,
that
yeah.
for comedic value.
Right.
Yeah. Lick
Friend.
old apples, friend.
Friend.
So,
Praise the Lord.
Right.
Jesus is.
God bless you for that, I tell you.
So-
I'm sorry, Lord, that there's funny. There's starving pygmies in Africa.
I thought they were in China.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, pygmies are in Africa, aren't they?
Everything's in China. Well, they're made in China.
I don't know. I
China.
didn't get the memo.
Where do pygmies? Where do they come from? Are they actual? Is that still a thing, or were they just really just dwarves?
So,
I don't know, I was wondering that about hermaphrodites lately too. Are they still a thing, or do?
Are they dwarves?
No, hermaphrodites? I don't think so.
Is that what
That's
you're
the same
saying?
like you're asking about pygmies. I just thought I'd do like a segue.
Oh,
Kind of
I'm
similar
sorry.
kind of a
I
thing.
slow
man,
down.
I
Slow the
got-
bus down.
I was so. You gotta slow this
He's
bus
been up
down.
here. It's hot all day.
It's hot. I mean, it's freaking over 80 degrees in this studio, and I've been here
He's
for
not
2
crazy.
hours.
Well, that
It's
much,
not like
much hot air you have within your body.
Right. It's not like Chris Farley. He's just sweating because he's on drugs. I mean, he's sweating because he's on shade.
Because it's actually freaking hot in here.
That's right.
So
It is warm.
Well, I guess you brought the pygmy thing up because you don't hear much about pygmies.
right, no.
I live
Because I
next to
think
the
they were
hermaphrodites.
smaller than dwarfs, midgets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
pygmies are.
Pygmies were like even smaller.
Smaller.
Remember
Small.
head shrinkers?
Yeah, well, they
Yeah,
used
he
the
dated
word.
one.
She was
Oh,
fine.
she was a blast.
She was fine until she took off her clothes. Real head shrinker right
Real
there.
head
Thank
Another
you very much.
boom.
Hey.
No, but if anybody out there has any idea out in our listening audience, if they've run across a hermaphrodite ever, if they don't know what that is,
No,
it's a person that's born with both body sexual organs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Talking one down at the Kmart the other day.
Down at Kmart.
Yeah, the
That's
bones
where
are
they
like-
work.
Yeah, that's
They
right
have a
there.
special program.
Oh, man.
I thought that was Walt.
Down at the old Kmart. We're just gonna head down.
I think she was a greeter at Walmart.
You know, he's from Chicago. He's lived here a long time because it's the old Kmart.
It's the old
It's like the
Kmart.
Jewel.
That's where the hermaphrodites go for a job.
Over there.
I guess. I
Over
don't
there
know.
in the old Kmart.
That would- I think technically, though,
Oh,
we
boy.
better stop because that might violate the
And
Illinois Human Rights Act. I
Kmart
don't know.
smelled the same.
What-
You know
It
that?
did.
Every one. Doesn't
I don't
matter
know.
where
I
you
know
went,
maybe
it
not because
smelled
it's a
the same.
special program hiring hermaphrodites at Kmart.
That's
I
right.
think we should look into
Yep.
it.
Sal says male bride pygmies. I'm nuts over her, literally.
Heads and tails.
No, because she's only this tall. That's literally, I'm nuts over her.
No.
All right.
Oh my
That's where you
lord.
got a place to put the pizza and the beer. Not on her head.
Man, oh man. You know, are we coming up to the end of our 30 minutes already?
Yeah, we
Really?
Oh, thank you
Time
so
flies
much.
when you're having
I
fun.
cried today
Thanks
laughing so
much.
hard.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
want to thank
so
our
much.
special. Oh, the music's got to play us out. So,
It does.
Really, that's going to bring What's in Your Loaf for June 6th to an end. Want to thank our special
Special
guest,
yes.
Mr. Konsewicz. And
That's okay. I'm glad I was here. Thank you very much for having me.
welcome to McDonald's, man. Can I help you? Oh, Lord. Thanks, Corky. And Skeet, always good to spend a hot afternoon.
Hot
in June.
afternoon, and Deek, I wouldn't want to spend a hot afternoon with anybody else.
So
Thank you very much.
remember this evening.
You
we
read
have-
whatever you want into that. That's okay.
This evening we've got apple loaf, apple strudel loaf,
Apple cinnamon.
Apple cinnamon Danish loaf.
apple
Yes,
cinnamon
Danish loaf.
Danish loaf, and sweaty wieners,
Sweaty beef wieners.
beef wieners.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in.
Sounds like a party I once attended.
Yeah.
And remember to lick old
Old
apples,
apples.
friend.
Friend, that's gonna do it for us. Have a great week.
So long. So long. So long. Let's go.
Oh my God.
End the streams.
Wow. Sweaty balls.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're salty.
I really like having your balls in my mouth, Pete. Oh my God, that was still going.
Never fried.